Welcome to Mind Blueprint, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch our videos. We created this space to help you decode the silent architecture of your beautiful, complicated brain. And having you here as part of our community means the world to us. If our deep dives into human behavior help you understand your patterns and feel deeply seen, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel grow so we can keep bringing you accessible psychology and neuroscience. We hope you enjoy the video.
Have you ever stopped to think about a single color, one that seems to be everywhere, telling you what to do, what to buy, even how to feel? Well, we're talking about red. And let me tell you, it is so much more than just a color. It's a command, it's an emotion, and it's one of the most powerful psychological tools out there. So let's pull back the curtain and uncover the hidden influence of the world's most emotionally charged color. I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. Why is it that fast food logos, those big 50% off sale tags, and blinking warning signs all scream at us in the very same color? It's definitely not a coincidence. It's a very deliberate choice, one that taps into the oldest, most primal parts of our brain. So what is it about red? What makes it so incredibly powerful? To get to the bottom of that, we have to start with what happens inside our own bodies when we just look at the color red. So let's dive into the hard science. This is your brain on red. And I'm not being metaphorical here at all. This isn't just about feeling angry or passionate. The research is clear. Just seeing the color red triggers an immediate, measurable, and totally automatic physical response. It's a reaction that's hardwired into all of us. Okay, so what actually happens? Well, for starters, your heart literally starts to beat faster. Your blood pressure goes up, your adrenal glands get a little jolt, pumping you with energy. And get this, even your senses of smell and taste get sharper, and your reaction time gets a boost. Basically, seeing the color red puts your entire body on high alert. And this intense physical response is exactly why red can represent such extreme, polar opposite emotions. It's the color of passionate love, right? But it's also the color of pure rage and danger. Red doesn't just suggest a feeling, it amplifies it. It's like turning the volume up on whatever emotion you're already feeling. But here's where the story gets really, really fascinating. Because while red has this universal effect on our bodies, our preference for it, that's not universal at all. And some pretty recent science points to a surprising connection that might explain why some of us are drawn to it so much more than others. So for a long time, researchers have wondered if the colors we like are tied to our personality traits. And it turns out there's one trait in particular that shows this remarkable link to the color red, and it's probably not what you're expecting. It's something called hypnotic susceptibility. Now hold on, this has nothing to do with being gullible or easily controlled. It's a totally normal personality trait, just like being an introvert or an extrovert. A good way to think about it is like having a volume dial for suggestion and emotional experiences. Some people's dials are just naturally turned up a bit higher. So scientists came up with this really cool hypothesis. They thought, okay, we know red is the ultimate high arousal color, right? And we know people with high hypnotic susceptibility are more open to intense emotional and sensory experiences. So could it be that this group is just naturally more drawn to a color like red? And wow, did the data back them up? Look at this chart from a 2017 study. This is the big reveal. You've got the color red on the left, the axis going up shows how much people liked it, and a lower number means a higher preference. Now, the diamonds are the high susceptibility group, and the squares are the low susceptibility group. Just look at that gap for red. It is massive. The high group ranked red as one of their favorite colors, while the low group put it way, way down the list. So, why that huge gap? Well, it's because people with high hypnotic susceptibility often report having increased accessibility to affective events. Now, in plain English, that just means they're more tuned in to emotionally charged experiences. And what is the single most arousing, emotionally charged, affective color out there? You guessed it, it's red. They're drawn to the intensity it brings. All right, so linking a personality trait to a color preference is pretty cool science. But how does this deep psychological quirk actually impact our decisions in the real world? Like what we choose to eat? And this is where it all gets super practical, because trust me, brands and marketers have absolutely figured this out. They use this knowledge to gently nudge our behavior every single day. And most of the time, we don't even have a clue it's happening. Okay, check out this study. It's wild. Researchers showed people pictures of a restaurant, one with red walls, one with gray walls. Then they asked them to pick between a healthy salad or some indulgent mac and cheese. In the gray room, it was basically a coin toss. About 51% chose the mac and cheese. But in the room with red walls, a whopping 68% went for the indulgent option. Just changing the paint on the wall completely changed what people craved. But here's the twist. It's not just that primal physical arousal we talked about earlier. The researchers found that what's really driving this is our learned associations. Think about it. For decades, brands like McDonald's, KFC, and Coca-Cola have trained us, conditioned us, to connect the color red with fast, indulgent, treat-yourself kinds of food. So seeing red just triggers those memories and cravings. And believe me, this principle goes way beyond the drive-thru. Some of the biggest, most successful brands on the planet have built their entire identity around the powerful psychology of red. Let's take a look at how they put it to work. So you've got Coca-Cola, whose red is all about excitement, energy, and that warm, fuzzy feeling of nostalgia. Then there's YouTube. That red play button isn't just a button, it's a powerful call to action. It creates this urgency that practically dares you not to click it. Netflix uses red to signal big drama, intense emotion, and bold, can't-miss stories. And Target's Bullseye is all about clean, energetic, memorable shopping. Each one is using red's power in a slightly different way to get a specific emotional reaction from you. Which really brings us back to the two faces of red. Its incredible power comes from its intensity. On one hand, it signals love, passion, power, and celebration. But that exact same intensity can signal danger, anger, and financial loss, being in the red. It's why we use the same color for Valentine's Day arts and for stop signs. It's a color that always makes a statement, so you have to use it carefully. So the next time you see a flash of red, whether it's a logo, a sales sticker, or a sports car, you'll know what's really going on under the surface. You'll know it's not just a color, it's a biological signal, a psychological trigger, and a powerful marketing tool. So the only question left is, now that you're in on the secret, will you ever be able to look at the color red the same way again?
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe button and join our community of bridge builders. Let's keep exploring the weird and wonderful ways our psychology shapes who we are today. See you in the next one.